Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Anna, and today we're going to talk about compatibility with Libra men and Taurus women. So, based on my experience, because I'm with a Libra man for about almost 3 years, and I am a Taurus myself. Therefore, I can give you an insight of how our relationship together affect one another. So, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe right now and hit the button, or please like me. If you don't like it, that's fine by me. If you have other like opinion, this is based on my personal experience, so therefore I can only provide you how I feel about being in a relationship with Libra men. Of course, other people may have their own opinion, may have their own experience. That's completely up to you if you want to continue to watch this channel. So anyway, so let's go move on to how compatible we are. So with the man that I'm with, he's a Libra man, and based on my observation, his characteristics are very great as far as I know. We have ups and downs, of course. Not There's no perfect relationship. Whoever you are with, you're always gonna have a downfall, and also you're gonna find very exciting moments with them. But it's completely up to both of you, because it takes two people to make it happen and to keep it going. Although we have to understand, a lot of people change, so complacency sometimes destroy a relationship. As far as being a Taurus, we like to keep everything stable, and when we are in the process of changing, we tend to like charge, and we don't like changes at all. In order for us to move on to a change, we have to really talk about it with all of our hearts. Otherwise, we would charge, and we would get very frustrated. We would not like to see ourselves getting so angry, because we don't look great with angerness. We don't feel great about it. We'd like to know more about the information, because in order for us to really move on to a new change, we'd like to know more about how is it going to affect me, how is it going to benefit me, like situations like that. With the Libra man, because their element sign is air, so they're okay with like moving here and there, like think of it as an air just moving about freely. So they don't mind if their changes are happening right now at this moment, or it could happen tomorrow or the next following days. They don't care, because they're air sign. Therefore, it's okay to be moving about everywhere. With a Libra man that I'm with, knowing him for almost 3 years, we have 2 kids. So with him, our relationship was very, I would say, like, it has its phases that are like very fast. Like, we got to know each other really well from the beginning. He is like the Romeo and I am the Juliet. So he is very charming, sweet. When I first met him, he was following me everywhere, even in the bathroom. Like, he is very romantic when it comes to like making me feel great about being in a relationship with him. He pays a lot of attention to details. He pays a lot of attention to my emotions, to everything, So when we first dating, it's all about just him and I, like, and we had so much of like time together, romance, you name it all. We're like the goddess of sensuality, like, romance. So because we like to, whereas the Taurus, we like to pamper our man. We like to give everything during the first phase of our relationship. We like to take good care of them. We like to make them feel special. We're very generous, even we give them food. Like, the first thing that really got him into like being in this relationship is like, making him food. And he loves the fact that I was able to complement his taste. Like when it comes to food, oh my God, he fell in love so much of the food because I was able to, I would say, you know what, when they say, the when you're trying to get a man, or you're trying to get to know a man, um you have to feed their belly to get to their heart, or something like that. So I kind of like forgot how that saying was, but it's like, in order for you to win a man, you have to win their stomach. So in order for you to win their heart, you have to feed their stomach. So mainly, Libra man is like, you gotta feed their stomach, like, not you got to, but I'm saying is that, in order for you to win his heart, you have to win his stomach. So me being a Taurus, I'm able to pamper for him as far as food, because I love to eat. I mean, not like, oh my God, I love to eat, no, but I have pretty great taste when it comes to food. Like, I don't need to be a chef or go to school to create a very tasteful food and cuisine, but I can make a great food. I can cook, and so he is as well. We both have the same taste when it comes to food. We like to eat in a nice restaurants, with very fine taste of food, like all that stuff. So for him, he's very generous from the beginning. He's great in many ways. But the thing that I've noticed about him is he is very extrovert. Like, a lot of like women are attracted to him. Even at work, we used to work, women would be like, oh, I wanted to be with you. They would call him, and then next thing you know, they want to sleep with him. But if he's mindful enough and understand that, you cannot just sleep with anybody, then you got yourself a right man. There were times when women are so drawn to him, and I get jealous, because as a Taurus women, we're very protective and jealous. We don't like anybody to touch our property. Basically, if we already own him, it's ours. You cannot touch my man. We are we encapsulate them into our world. Basically, we tell them, hey, you need to back off, because there were instances at work that I would tell this woman that, like, you don't need to be talking to him and giving your number, because there were times that happened to work that this girl was telling him, here is my number, you can call me. But I don't know if her intention is trying to give her number to him. And so, like, then he told me, like, oh, this girl was giving her number to me, and so I'm just letting you know. So I said, why would she give you? And then he mentioned, like, well, she said to give it to you. And I said, she knows where I work. We work together in the same company. She doesn't have to go through you to give her, to give her number to you, just to come, So it was a trouble. So I texted her and I said, you know what? I was there when you said to my man, you're giving your number to him, like you're giving all that information to him when you meant to give it to me. But you saw me there. You could have just given it to me, and you know where I work. You don't have to go by him and give your number to him. So I know her intention was to, since they know that we're in a relationship and we work in the same company, everybody wants to get with me and everybody wants to get with him. So, like, to be honest, Taurus women, you're very attractive. A lot of men are going to come to you. A lot of men have this idea about you, like they wanted to be with you, or like they want to take you out for a date, like men are just like drawn to you too. So because you guys are a beautiful couple, like we are ruled by beauty and love as a Venus, everybody are drawn to us. I am more in a mysterious way and introvert, and versus him, he's more extrovert. He's very intrigued about my my mysterious ways. I'm a very quiet person on my own, just minding my own and observing everybody. And I am very observant, when I see guys, and like at that time I was single, so every time I'm trying to link myself to another man, I always see through them because I always observe their behaviors, their characteristics. I don't just go and date anyone. If I do, it's just a fling. It's just for a purpose, but nothing that I could take serious of. With him, women are drawn to him because I've noticed that he's got a lot of women complimenting him. There's a lot of women that are like liking him and stuff, at work where we used to work, and there were times like women would be calling him and all that's like, oh mama, and then like shit like that. So I confronted a lot of them and because Taurus women, we are very confrontational. When we own something, we don't like anybody to touch what we own. So we are very confrontational. I would just talk to them, like, I would tell them, you better stop. I would just be nasty with them because you don't know who you're dealing with. That is my man and I am his, and so he is to me. Therefore, you guys are not allowed to come up with whatever your plans are to damage our relationship, because I'm gonna come up to your face, I'm gonna send you a nasty text, you're not gonna be my friend, and you're not out of my friend zone. Basically, that's what it is with us Taurus. We can be very mean to other people when it comes to like getting into our relationship. So he knows that and he understands that, because if it happens to him, he wouldn't like that stuff. He wouldn't like a man coming up to me, because there were times when there were men are complimenting, they're coming up to me, telling me how beautiful I am. He wouldn't like that kind of stuff too. So, I keep myself away from that moment to happen, because I know men can be jealous. So just because he's very attractive, that doesn't mean he doesn't have that sensitive part of him where he can be jealous. He can be very jealous too. So we're very vocal when we're mad. Libra men, they're very vocal too when they're mad. When it comes to their opinion, they can be very dominating, and it's hard to calm them down when they tell them, hey, listen to me, it's my turn to talk, but why are you not listening to me? That's the time when we have arguments that he doesn't want to compromise in an argument. He wants to dominate the argument. So we as a Taurus, we tend to explode, and that is the only reason for us to being heard, because if we don't speak up, he's gonna dominate us. He's gonna make us feel sorry about ourselves, and he's gonna blame us for the things that we didn't even do. So sometimes have to speak up and be angry and make the whole environment so like ugly. Like I would, when Taurus women charge, they charge so much. They're angry to the whole entire world. They can make the whole entire place ugly. They can turn the most beautiful place they live into an ugly place, because when they're mad, if you're not listening to her feelings, she is gonna throw a bad tantrum. Yep, there's gonna be a broken glass everywhere, because she wants to be heard. And if you don't hear her, I'm sorry, but every beautiful piece in the house is gonna be thrown away. That's how we are, because we need somebody to listen to us, to understand us, because we are very introvert. We keep everything within us, so when the time to explode is a volcanic eruption. It's lava everywhere. With Libra men, once they say whatever they wanted to say, they don't hold grudge. They let it go easily, because they're very vocal. They're very outstanding with their speech, with their when it comes to what their needs to be heard. They're very good at stating their statements to people, their feelings to other people. So their feelings are not kept, and therefore they don't explode like we are. So for me, I think I've said so many things about how I feel being a Taurus and how being with the Libra man, the things that compliment us a lot of times is like things that are beautiful, you know, things that are great. You know, we have kids. You can really keep a Libra man grounded based on the Taurus women who knows how to keep everything great. Like for example, Libra man likes the fact that woman is put everything organized together as for the family. Like for us, we keep everything together for our kids, the household. Very independent. We make our own money. We don't bug him. You know, so we teach him things that, you know, he's learning. We are teaching them. It's a teaching ground. Like when we got into an argument because he is more a spender and then I'm a saver, I tell him, why do you spend so much of your money? How come you spend money on your wants over your needs? So, you know, like things like that. So we meticulously plant something to them so they can learn from it, but we don't come across very harsh to them. You know, sometimes we just have a minor conversation. Hey, if you can help me with this, that would be great. So we have to be very nice with our words, because Taurus seem to be very could be very frantic when we talk, or we can be very argumentative, or we can be very you know, a lot of things that when the words that we choose are not the right words. So instead of like, we wanted to mention something, but mention it in a nice way. But because we are Taurus, we are more realistic, you know. We are like, I would say, you're like a hood lady, like you live in the hood, or you can be very ghetto too when you talk, you know. So use the right term. I would say I've learned in this relationship to use the right term and use it at the right time, you know. I'm trying to communicate effectively, because at the same time when we're angry, we don't know how to talk well, you know. We explode with angerness, and that's our downside, you know. We can create this explosion, and you know, little we know, it's the end of it all. So for Libra men, I would say my best advice is just instead of talking and over dominating the conversation or the argument, try to hear her side, you know, over Taurus first. Try to listen to her very nicely, and listen to her, because all she wants is somebody to listen, you know, and that would make her feel more comfortable and being heard of. For Taurus women, use the right words at the right time, and be very specific of what your needs and wants to a Libra man. You know, I believe that our sign is beautiful and very compatible if we can talk, if we have a very effective communication, and it could if we could expand in many years together, you know. Taurus women are a great companion, you know. She could take care of everything, because she's a very independent woman. She takes good care of your needs. As a man, she takes good care of the needs of the children. She keeps the household very nice and clean. Very generous, kind-hearted, great in a lot of ways. So the only downside is when she's angry and you poke her bad side, it's just ugly. For Libra men, stop being I know it's your nature, and we know that you don't intentionally, or you don't have the intention to really like talk to other women to make the Taurus jealous, but be careful, like when she's around, don't be talking to another woman to make her feel jealous, you know. Don't be too much of a man that's kind of like, you know, be nice to everybody. Try to like calm yourself down, and you don't need to be talking to women if they're not like really important to you, unless if they're your family related to you, you know, because that could be a triggering point for Taurus women. So that's about it. I'm sorry if it took me too long, 20 minutes or so. I just wanted to provide you an insight of how it is of being a Taurus woman in a relationship with a Libra man. All right, thank you folks, and have a great night. Bye-bye.